Hey there everyone, it's the 151st running of the Kentucky Derby. Now let's take a look back at all 20 contestants, last win and more.
In the gate. And they're off in the Robert B. Lewis, and Citizen Bull bobbled out of the gate. He did recover quickly. Rodriguez is going to the front. Here's Citizen Bull now sprinting quickly on the inside to take command. Clock Tower comes away third, widest of all. Madicate Road tucks in along the inside of Valentine's Candy. They're heading to the 6 furlong pole, and it is Citizen Bull who will carve out the fractions. He's pretty keen and leads by a length and a half to Rodriguez. They're followed by Clock Tower in third. Frankie Dettori has a nice hold of Madicate Road, 4 lengths off the leader, and Valentine's Candy outside of him with 5 furlongs to travel. It's Martin Garcia and the 2-year-old champ, Citizen Bull, leading by a length and a half. Clock Tower takes second, Rodriguez between those two. Then Madicate Road inching up closer along the inside. He takes third as Rodriguez has lost a couple of spots. And Rodriguez now 4 lengths off the lead coming to the 3/8 pole. And Valentine's Candy at the back of the field, midway on the turn. Citizen Bull opens up 2.5. Rodriguez is now re-rallying on the outside, so he obviously wasn't comfortable, but he is now as he comes after Citizen Bull at the top of the stretch. Madicate Road is down at the rail. 3/16 of a mile to go. Citizen Bull still in control. Madicate Road trying to get into second, past the furlong pole, and Citizen Bull better than ever coming to the 16th pole. He is back in a big way. Citizen Bull leads them all the way. Another Robert B. Lewis for Bob Baffert. Second goes to Rodriguez. Madicate Road was third.
And they're off. Good beginning. Big favorite Neoecos was away in good shape, and Van Dyke riding for the early lead there from Latch the Hatch and Candy Crumbs, who come away in the top flight. Matty Goal is away a joint fourth with Joey Muscles at the rail. The early trailer is Nothing Subtle. In the run to the half-mile point, no easy lead for Neoecos. He is in front, but only by a half a length. Candy Crumbs is on the chase from second. Latch the Hatch a 3-wide third. Good trip for long shot Joey Muscles, fourth at the inside, followed outside by Matty Goal, and 2.5 to Nothing Subtle. They round the far turn through a 22-2 opening quarter. 3-wide, Latch the Hatch tries to go after Neoecos, who's been hard used throughout. And between horses and Candy Crumbs, Matty Goal has his ears flat back while trying to gain ground. Then Joey Muscles and Nothing Subtle. They reach the top of the stretch. Neoecos still holds on to the lead. He's given more rein by Van Dyke to try to get away. Joey Muscles has had a good trip, and he slides through at the inside to try to go get him. Outside Latch the Hatch, they're an 1/8 of a mile from home. It's Neoecos now on top by 2.5. Joey Muscles has rallied into second with Latch the Hatch on his outside, but nobody getting close to Neoecos. Neoecos and jockey Drayden Van Dyke reporting home 4-length winners. Good battle for second, very close. Either Latch the Hatch or Joey
Innovator, and also there with him is California Burrito and Charlie's to blame from the inside. Maximum Promise is much closer this afternoon. He covers Baby Max. Poster gets to the inside before the first turn. That's a good move for him. So they race into that clubhouse turn, and Charlie's to blame has the lead. Innovator chases the pace from second, and California Burrito sets up shop in third. Baby Max is fourth inside of Maximum Promise. Calling card from the rail, Curvino to the outside, 3 or 4 wide entering the backstretch. Poster's in a good spot. He gets to save ground. He's in the 2-path. Giacoso tries to make an early bid, getting within 5 lengths of the pace. He's not joking. Little shy of 7 from the front, joined by Flying Mohawk. And Final Gambit is the last of 12 as they race up the Turfway Park backstretch in the Jeff Ruby. Charlie's to blame, 3 parts of a length to Innovator. California Burrito with an early bid heading into the turn. Baby Max is saving ground. Poster continues to improve his position. There goes Giacoso with a wide run, and he's getting in contention attention with 3 to find. Maximum Promise is trying to quicken after him. Flying Mohawk begins to gear up. He's hitting his best stride. Curvino's under a drive. They're going to final Gambit, and he's not joking. California Burrito has come away with the lead at the top of the lane in the Jeff Ruby, and Jacoso is chasing after him, and Maximum Promise is hitting his stride. It's California Burrito, Jacoso. Here comes final Gambit to the far outside, rolling home like a good thing. Check out final Gambit and Luan Machado. They win the Jeff Ruby Stakes going away. Flying Mohawk was second, and Maximum Promise, Poster, and Jacoso. Final Gambit has just won the richest race in the history of Turfway Park.
Resorts World Casino. Rodriguez right to the front with the early speed is going to get the rail, and it's Rodriguez with the pressure from Captain Cook stalking from the outside, drifts out of touches in the 3-path. Then comes Tiger 24, is well settled at the rail, is in third. Not settled at touch keen and wants to go is My Matoli, is in between horses in fourth. Wide Journey for Sand Devil early is in fifth. Very wide Grande Orange Cap is in the 6th path here as they work to the back stretch. Moving through at the rail, that was Passion Rules, who's going to be mid-pack towards the back end of the field. You've got Statesman there with McAfee and Omaha. Omaha, the late runner, 23.31, and pretty tightly bunched here in the wood. It's Rodriguez in front, has a neck advantage. Captain Cook just watching the action here from second. Captain Cook and Manny Franco watching Rodriguez at the rail. My Matoli's going to push forward. Grande out in the center of the racetrack has momentum for Dylan Davis. 4 across the racetrack through a 47.44 half-mile time. Passion Rules is saving ground towards the inside for Carmouche and moves on through. My Matoli's backed out of it. Sand Devils trying to run on. McAfee far back. Tiger 24 Statesman. Omaha. They're still chasing Mike Smith and Rodriguez. Captain Cook with every shot to run the front runner down. Here comes Grande, is trying to launch that rally. Passion Rules and Carmouche looking for a way through. Rodriguez turns it for home and has the lead. It's Rodriguez trying to open up, is doing just that. Rodriguez has now taken 3, almost 4 out of the field. Grande in the center of the racetrack is chased all the time here by Captain Cook. It is Rodriguez. Rodriguez with a 16th left to go. Rodriguez is opening up. It's a front-running score. The 100th running goes to Rodriguez. Mike Smith win it. They win the Wood Memorial presented by Resorts World Casino. Grande finished second. Passion Rules third. Then came Captain Cook trying to hold off the late rally there from McAfee. Final running time, 1 minute 48.15 seconds.
In front by 2 in the first few strides. Getaway Car heads over to the inside to lead the way. An American Promise comes out from the inside post to stalk the pace from second, and Render Judgment is up there too. Here comes Render Judgment, 3 wide to join the fray on the far outside. Those 3 right across the track down the backstretch run. And then it's 3 lengths back. Authentic Gallop comes out racing in 4th. Rapture toward the inside is 5th. Studley Do Right nudged along in 6th. And stretch running Omaha, the trailer in 7th. Through an opening quarter in a swift 23 seconds flat. American Promise and Getaway Car going head-to-head for the lead. They hit the far turn that way. They're still 2.5 lengths clear of Rendered Judgment, who backed off a bit and is back into 3rd. Rapture toward the inside is racing 4th. Authentic Gallop coming under a ride while 5th. Studley Do Right and Omaha. Round the far turn. American Promise has come on to take the lead. Is wide on the track, but is in front by a length as they head for the quarter pole. Getaway Car. Irad has opened up the throttle, but he's back into 2nd as they come to the top of the stretch. Render Judgment racing 3rd, and Rapture is 4th. They're off the turn in the Virginia Derby. American Promise clear by 3 as they head for the final furlong. American Promise trying to pull the upset. getaway car has given way. Render Judgment. Omaha, the Virginia bred coming down the center. But American Promise has a 5-length lead. 100 yards to hold it. Now it's 6, and now it's 7. The Virginia Derby to American Promise. Render Judgment was second, and it's tight for third.
Is going to drop in behind them from Queen Azteca, Shin Forever, Heart of Honor midfield, and Dragon drops out to last and is slightly detached from the field. 1,500 and change left to go. In the UAE Derby, it's Admire Daytona, who leads Rafid a narrow margin. Into third now, Galactic Star. He's able to opt in and get some cover now, coming in as the field splits apart. It was 4 lengths to Flood Zone, the inside of Heart of Honor, who spots the lead half a dozen lengths. Shin Forever next from Don in the Mood. Then came Queen Azteca, and Dragon now trying to reattach himself here with 1,100 metres left to go. Admire Daytona, the leader. He's coming clear by about a neck now to Rafid. Galactic Star gets closer. They certainly pack ranks here as they start to work off the back. Galactic Star gets closer. He's up on heels. Up into the 1-1 now, Heart of Honor. Safi Osborne's been able to improve into a nice position. Don in the Mood off around them from Dragon, who's now starting a mid-mace move also. The pace really starting to eject into the event. Then came Flood Zone from Shin Forever. And out to last now is the Norwegian in Queen Azteca. Pace on. Admire Daytona, the leader. Heart of Honor in the middle of the sandwich. 3 deep and wide now was Don in the Mood, who's still trying to work into the lead here. A gap to Dragon. Then came Shin Forever, Galactic Star, Queen Azteca. Rafid drops away with Flood Zone. They come into the running and the UAE Derby, and it's Don in the Mood who takes a narrow lead from Heart of Honor, who's trying to respond here through the middle. Admire Daytona fighting back as well. Good go here. Half furlong left to travel. Don in the Mood. Heart of Honor picking up the middle now. Heart of Honor working through with Admire Daytona. Admire Daytona stride for stride with Heart of Honor. Good go down to the line. Tight. Admire Daytona, maybe, not sure. Photo finish. That is awfully tight. Admire Daytona and Heart of Honor. Heart of Honor's thrown a lunge in late. Next over was Don in the Mood from Shin Forever. Then came Queen Azteca. Next over Dragon, followed by Flood Zone.
離れました。スタートしました。11番ルクソールカフェ好スタートを切っています。まずは外目からじわっと10番コシュデリ出ようとしますが、3番オタマジャクシ、4番イサナ、そして5番コスモコンフェルマ、これら先行。この集団に10番コシュデリもつけていきました。これらの後ろ11番ルクソールカフェ中段の外目、このうちに1番ゴールデンクラウド並んでいって、スタンド前から1コーナー2馬身ぐらい後ろ、2番ルヴァン・ユニベール、9番ベルベルコンパス、その後7番シュラザックが続いていきました。イムホテプは後ろから2頭目、名将随分最高峰。馬群が2コーナーにかかります。4番のイサナ逃げました。リードを体半分、追って外5番コスモコンフェルマ2番手、2コーナーから向こう正面です。1馬身半差、10番コシュデリが3番手、インの4番手3番オタマジャクシです。この後1番ゴールデンクラウド、この外に11番ルクソールカフェ並んでいきます。先頭までは5馬身ぐらいです。1馬身半差中段にかけて2番ルヴァン・ユニベール、外に9番ベルベルコンパスが並んでいきます。800を切って 1000m1 分3秒1で通過しました。あと後方3頭、6番イムホテプ、このインコースに7番シュラザック後方に3頭目、一番後ろ8番名将随分となっています。3、4コーナーの中間、4番のイサナが逃げていますが差が詰まって、5番コスモコンフェルマ、10番コシュデリ、スーッと11番ルクソールカフェ、 外から残り400を切って前に迫っていく。この後ろ内目にゴールデンクラウド、直線コースへと向かってきます。逃げる4番のイサナですが、外から11番ルクソールカフェ、あっという間にかわして先頭に立って突き放す。200を切りました。2番手一気に広がって、イムホテブ内からは1番ゴールデンクラウド、外から名将ズイムも追い込んできますが、差は開く一方、11番ルクソールカフェ6馬身リード、ルクソールカフェ圧勝ゴールイン。2着は8番
Up a clear-cut third. They're at the top of the stretch in the Santa Anita Derby. And here's Baeza. Baeza forges past Citizen Bull. And Journalism is kicking into high gear. Journalism and Baeza in a Santa Anita Derby showdown. It is Journalism just in front of Baeza. Write this down. Journalism is the best in the West as he wins the Santa Anita Derby. Baeza punched his ticket to Louisville. It was a long way back to Westwood and Citizen Bull.
And they're off at the Toyota Bluegrass Stakes. There goes Owen Almighty, and East Avenue goes with him. Owen Almighty, East Avenue come right to the front as a team as they head down into the first turn. East Avenue from the outside moves up and is determined to have the lead. Clears now with the lead. Gets over to the rail, and East Avenue will guide the field around the first turn. Opens up by 3 lengths. Owen Almighty is second by 2.5 here early on with River Thames in third position, and is followed by Rendered Judgment against the rail in fourth, a half length. Chancer McPatrick fifth on his outside. Admiral Dennis is sixth, and Burnham Square last of the 7. Running 10 lengths off the lead. The opening quarter went in 22.95 seconds. East Avenue, the leader. East Avenue, a 3-length lead. Midpoint of the backstretch. Owen Almighty, second, 3/4 of a length. River Thames, third up on the outside. Then a gap of 2 more lengths. Rendered Judgment is fourth by just a neck. Chancer McPatrick is still there with him in fifth. Followed by Admiral Dennis in sixth. And Burnham Square last of the 7. 46.95 seconds the time for the first half mile. Over to the far turn they go. East Avenue, the leader by 2 lengths. Owen Almighty is second by just over 2. And now River Thames picks up the chase from third. Rendered Judgment is fourth. Chancer McPatrick is 6 lengths off the lead in fifth. Burnham Square has to go wide from last. Around Admiral Dennis, they move for the top of the stretch. East Avenue, the lead now down to just 1 length. Owen Almighty is in second position off the turn. River Thames is in third. Burnham Square still has a lot of work to do. Moves out to the center of the racetrack. Coming into the final furlong. Owen Almighty challenging East Avenue. River Thames seeks to join them. Admiral Dennis runs late toward the rail. Burnham Square from the outside. They've got to get East Avenue. He's got the lead in deep stretch. He leads a length and a half. River Thames is still trying. Burnham Square unleashing a final try down to the wire. Burnham Square gets there. A last to first run in the Toyota Bluegrass under Brian Hernandez Jr.
And they're off. Good start at the rail for Jimmy's Dailies. In the middle, Grande forward lead position, splitting horses solid left into the top flight. These 3 almost in line from long shot Indecisiveness, who tries to get over and races a joint fourth. In between horses, Super Times along the rail, Sonic Skedaddle. The early trailer is Smokin' Boy. And the run around the first turn, Irad Ortiz Jr. puts Jimmy's Dailies on the lead. He leads by a length over Grande second. Solid left is between horses. Sonic Skedaddle is along the rail. Then in the blue, it's Indecisiveness. Fighting the rating a touch is Super Times. He's a bit keen second last for Dylan Davis. And the trailer is Smokin' Boy. 23-4 for the opening quarter, less than 6 furlongs to race. Jimmy's Dailies leads, but only narrowly. Up alongside is the race favorite Grande from second. At the rail, that's Sonic Skedaddle from between horses, solid left, and out deep, Indecisiveness. A length and a half to Super Times in the red cap, and way out in the center, Smokin' Boy is last. They went the half in 47-4 as they make their way to the half-mile point. It's still Jimmy's Dailies in front. He leads a half a length. It's a patient Velasquez on Grande within a neck second. Out 3 wide, Indecisiveness. There goes Davis on Super Times. Let go for a run 4 wide. Stacked 5 wide is Smokin' Boy. From between horses, solid left, and Sonic Skedaddle is at the rail. The entire field separated by 3.5 lengths as they run to the top of the stretch. 3/4, 112-2. Grande now takes a narrow lead. Trying to fight on toward the inside, Jimmy Jimmy's Dailies, 1.5 lengths to Indecisiveness. Super Time's bid is stalled. At the rail, it's solid left, and they're on their way home. It's Grande, who looks to have put him away here. He's off the turn, striding nicely, and leads by 2.5. Jimmy's Dailies will come to his outside for a rebid. Back to third, Indecisiveness. Then it's solid left. Final 16th of a mile, Grande. Driven out, it's Grande for Rapoli Stable and trainer Todd Pletcher to win the Thursday feature in style by 2 lengths. Good try from Jimmy's Dailies. He fought the whole way. He was second. Big effort from the local horse, Indecisiveness.
Mischief, Hot Property, and on the outside is States Rights, and between horses, Flying Mohawk continues to stay on for Jareth Ludbury. They come past the 16th, and it's Flying Mohawk, who is last on the back of the course. Flying Mohawk leads home States Rights. Flying Mohawk gets the result by just over 2. States Rights was the runner-up. Hot Property third, Lucky Mischief finished fourth.
And they're off in the Claiborne Breeders' Futurity. There goes East Avenue, and there's Ferocious from the inside. And Optical will be up close in between that pair as they head into the first turn. East Avenue from the outside, a narrow lead at the entry to the turn. Ferocious right there in second. Dapper Moon moves up a forwardly placed third, now moving up to take second. Handsome Pants is between horses in fourth. Ready for Peace, 3 wide, moving up from fifth. Around Big Boat in sixth. Optical shuffled back along the inside into seventh. Macero is eighth. Tenacious Leader is ninth. Gap of 7 more lengths back to Filoso, who travels in the 10th position just to the inside of Saratoga Cruiser, last of the 11, 23.18 seconds the time for the opening quarter. It is East Avenue, the leader. Midpoint of the backstretch, Dapper Moon just off the leader's flank. In second, 3/4 of a length. Ready for Peace, far outside, is in third. Now Ferocious is fourth against the rail. Moves back up the inside into the third spot, still 3 lengths off the lead. Handsome Pants is 5 from the front, then Big Boat, 46.76 seconds the time for the first half mile. East Avenue guides the field onto the far turn, leads it by 1.5 lengths. Dapper Moon is second, 1/2 length. Ferocious now being ridden along from third toward the inside and still not closing the gap on the leader. There's a 1/4 mile to go. They're coming to the top of the short stretch, and East Avenue leads it by 5 lengths as they turn for home. Ferocious second, 1 length, and Dapper Moon is third off the final turn. It is East Avenue working into the final furlong of the Claiborne Breeders' Futurity. Maintains a 5-length lead back to Ferocious in second. Dapper Moon is third. East Avenue will prove much the best in the Claiborne Breeders' Futurity. Tyler Gaffalione checks over his shoulder. A widening margin at the wire for East Avenue. 1 minute, 43.17 seconds. He wins it. Ferocious home second, followed by Filoso, who made up a lot of ground to come from far back.
As the last one goes in, you know what that means. We're ready to go. They're off in the 89th Arkansas Derby. Slow break from the maiden. Publisher and Cornucopian's taking it to him from the word go as an arrow lead on Cole Battle, who's keen here. Cole Battle wants to get after the leaders. He's on restraint to take back to third. And there goes Speed King, the Southwest winner. He's going to take the initiative here, and Cornucopian will hook up with him going into the turn, and they speed off here. These two hook up, and they open up 5 or 6 on Cole Battle, who's running in third, placed well today, and more settled down. First division in the 4th position, 1.5 lengths clear of Best Friend Rockin' and Brereton's Baytown. Monet's Magic third last. Sandman the Gray has a fast pace to chase, and Publisher is at the back. They're going mad out there. Cornucopian wants to go, and John Velasquez is letting him run. Rafael Bejarano trying to give his horse a breather, but he's very keen too. And these two fly down the backstretch here. 45-1, that half-mile time. It's a testing first half-mile here for these top two. It would be incredible if either of them could keep this up. They're 7 lengths ahead. Cole Battle running in the 3rd position. Brereton's Baytown tries to get closer, and now Cole Battle is given a cue to go, and he's taking third, and he's coming after the top pair, Cole Battle, as they round the far turn. It's Cornucopian, Speed King coming back to the group. Here's Sandman threatening to run a big one, and Cole Battle, Speed King's done. Cornucopian, the dirt has turned into quicksand. He's done. as they come to the top of the stretch here. Coal Battle, Sandman going at it, and Publisher trying to break his maiden in the Arkansas Derby. Coal Battle has lost the lead to Sandman. Publisher, the only threat to beat him. Sandman, he's green, drifting around here. It's Sandman in front by 2. Publisher is second, and Sandman, he's run his A race, and he gets a confidence booster heading to Kentucky. Sandman does it. The son of Tappet for Mark Cassie and Jose Ortiz win the Arkansas Derby over Publisher and Coal Battle.
Back to John G. Dooley with the call of the Louisiana Derby.
They're off in the TwinSpires.com Louisiana Derby. And John Hancock was sharply away. Here's John Hancock to the early lead from Yinzer. Furio was right there with the white blinkers and built close up in between horses. Chunk of Gold with Caldera. Vassimo, Hypnos gets position and angles toward the inside parts of the track. Back of Hypnos is Tistastic, and Instant Replay is last as they enter the first turn. It's John Hancock. So with pole position for Flavian Pratt, it's John Hancock, who's made a very easy early lead as they go to the back of the track. And on the outside is Yinzer, who follows John Hancock and built his third with the rail. Furio alongside running in fourth. Chunk of Gold settles into this run here in fifth. Then on the outside is Caldera, who's next in sixth. Further back to Vassimo with Hypnos, Tistastic, and the trail remains Instant Replay. A quarter for John Hancock, 22.99 seconds. A half mile for the front runner, 46.84 seconds. And now they're in the vicinity of the half mile pole here in the Louisiana Derby. And it's still John Hancock. John Hancock continues to lead. Yinzer on the outside is Furio, who's coming with a bid, and Built is right there too. John Hancock as they round the far turn. 3/4 in 1 at 11.03 seconds. John Hancock tackled by Built. So Built is building momentum. For Jose Ortiz, here's Built, who's on even terms with John Hancock. As these two battle to the top of the stretch, Chunk of Gold is right there. Tistastic. Furio has dropped back. Hypnos, and on the front side, Vassimo. As they straighten away, Instant Replay is moving from out of the backfield, but it's Built, and Built has taken the lead here for Jose Ortiz. It's Built in front. John Hancock has given way. Right there is Chunk of Gold between horses, and on the outside, Tistastic as they come past the 16th with Joel Rosario. It's Tistastic now pulling clear from Chunk of Gold. Instant Replay, Tistastic on top of the Louisiana Derby. Tistastic won by just over 2 from Chunk of Gold. Instant Replay third, and John Hancock finished fourth.
Ready to go in the Rebel, and they're off. Good break from Sandman. Slow beginning for Admiral Dennis, who drops to the back of the pack. The Bob Baffert trained Manicat Road. He's on the lead today. Irad Ortiz says go immediately with him and hits the clubhouse turn in front. Smokin' Wicked running in second with Innovator Speed King. He's keyed up on a hold right now, 4 wide, easing off the top 3 as they round the first turn. Gap of 5 now to Coal Battle. He's in the 5th position. Dreamin' Blue and Tistastic are next. Hypnos racing alone, 2 ahead of Sandman. Then Hot Gunner alongside of Publisher the Maiden. He's 4 ahead of Brereton's Baytown, and Admiral Dennis is last. They're rolling on the lead, 22-2. That opening quarter for Manicat Road. The field must be separated by at least 18 lengths. Manicat Road, the pacemaker by 2. Innovators second. Smokin' Wicked third in a strung-out group. Speed King for the first time in his racing career. He's stalking off the speed. He's 5 behind with a half mile to go. Gap of 2 to Coal Battle. Tistastic to the inside. Another 2 to Dreamin' Blue. The gray Sandman is getting a little bit closer with Hypnos as the first 8 or 9 start to pack up a little more now rounding the turn. Hot Gunner is next, completely giving way is Hot Gunner. Admiral Dennis still well out of it as they round the far turn. Innovators done. Manicat Road still on the lead. Coal Battle for the Lonnie Briley Barns running a big one. Here comes Coal Battle and Juan Vargas on the outside of Manicat Road rolling towards the lead. Coal Battle at the top of the lane. Manicat Road to the inside, not done. It's Coal Battle narrowly ahead now. Sandman's getting rolling. He's third, but he's 7 behind. 16th to go. Coal Battle 16th left for the Rebel Stakes win. He's on top from Manicat Road and Sandman, who's run out of ground. Coal Battle, the story continues. This fantastic story. Coal Battle does it in the Rebel. He is a true gritty racehorse. Manicat Road was second, Sandman third.
They're off in the Fountain of Youth Stakes. From the middle, River Thames bounces out very well, but he'll be challenged early by Neoecos, and these two put on some speed in the run to the first turn. They've opened 2 on Gate to Wire, who's down at the rail in third. Back from the outside, Keep It Easy is now fourth, settling in second last, Sovereignty, and Burnham Square takes residence at the back of the field. He's about 6 lengths off the speed of Neoecos. Neoecos is up and around River Thames, and he clears now to lead by 1.5 lengths. Going to plan B is Velasquez on River Thames. He'll angle to the outside of the new leader with Gate to Wire a chilly third. 2 back to Keep It Easy. He's now fourth, then Sovereignty and Burnham Square. 23 seconds flat for the opening quarter. They have less than 5 furlongs to go. On the inside, Neoecos leads by 0.5 length. Latched onto him second is River Thames, 1.5 lengths better than Gate to Wire in third. Burnham Square guided to the clear by Zayas. He's on a mid-race move with Keep It Easy between horses, and Sovereignty has to keep up at the back of the field. The half mile was 47 seconds flat. They go to the first finish line and swing to the far turn. Neoecos at a big price has the lead to 0.5 length. River Thames is second. These two have gone 6 ahead of Burnham Square, who just went by Gate to Wire to take third. Keep It Easy is between horses, and Sovereignty tries to motivate himself. He's underway now in the blue colors. He's within 8 lengths of the lead through 3 quarters in 1:10 3. Neoecos stretching out River Thames. Sovereignty warming to the task for Alvarado. He's on the far outside into third. Gate to Wire finds his best stride. Burnham Square's bid is stalled as River Thames has made a clear lead. Off the turn and the stretch drive in the Fountain of Youth, and River Thames, he has the lead by 2 with a 16th to go. Sovereignty begins to get on track, but time is ticking away. River Thames almost there. Sovereignty gonna dive at him late. Here comes Sovereignty! He got him too, did Sovereignty. He went from last to first to win under Junior Alvarado for Godolphin and Bill Mott. The Fountain of Youth from last to first to Sovereignty.
And the race is on in the Lamb Home South Tampa Bay Derby. Got away to a good start. Owen Almighty to the inside. Brodeur flashing good early speed, and Patch Adams wants to join the party up on the outside. It's Brodeur and Owen Almighty. They're 1-2. Patch Adams to the outside away third. Naughty Rascal, Chancer McPatrick, they're 4th and 5th. Just in behind them, Filoso had to tap on the brakes momentarily from that 6th position, and Hill Road takes up his spot at the back of affairs early on as Owen Almighty and Irad Ortiz Jr. going to cut the corner now a length in front. In the second spot goes Brodeur. Chancer McPatrick stays toward the inside. Patch Adams right to that one's outside. They're 3rd and 4th. At about 3 off the leader as they move on to the back stretch. Naughty Rascal. Patch Adams looked like he maybe got out a little bit there. Lost a spot to Naughty Rascals. Now back 5th. 23 and 4 was the opening quarter mile time for Owen Almighty, who takes him up the back stretch. Some mild pressure from Brodeur right to that one's outside. They're length in front of Chancer McPatrick. Patch Adams now back in gear up on the outside of Naughty Rascal. They're together at 4th and 5th. The 2 at the back, Hill Road and Filoso. 48 seconds flat for the opening half mile. Owen Almighty, Irad Ortiz Jr., Brodeur, Jose Ortiz, brothers at war past the 3/8 pole. They're a length and a half in front of Chancer McPatrick, who's biding his time toward the inside. Filoso starting to launch up on the outside of Patch Adams. They're racing together out wide. Chancer McPatrick going to need a seam. Owen Almighty brings him around to the top of the stretch. Brodeur, Patch Adams 3 wide. Filoso on the far outside. Chancer McPatrick still waiting for that seam to arrive as Owen Almighty turns him in. Owen Almighty to the 8th pole, 2 lengths in front of Chancer McPatrick, who tries to come after that one, but Owen Almighty's 3 lengths in front. Chancer McPatrick, a final 16th. Hill Road up the inside. It's Owen Almighty in front. Owen Almighty by 4. Owen, the all-powerful Owen Almighty, wins the Tampa Bay Derby. Chancer McPatrick was second. Third went to Hill Road. Patch Adams 4th.